Hello, hello. Hey, you guys. Oh my goodness. I had a lesson today on Be Live. I don't know if you had seen my video earlier on previously on the same topic. I'm redoing the video. And why not? It was so fuzzy, it was crazy. It was just totally crazy. So I'm super excited to be here. I just wanted to turn this off. And, oh, goodness. Yeah, it was so fuzzy that I learned, like, you do not try and go on Be Live and have your phone going with your picture, trying to watch yourself at the same time to see if you look okay, because, or if you're in the center of the screen or whatever, because it will it turns out so fuzzy. So here I am again, and I just came on, and I just want to say hi to everybody. And the purpose of this live stream was to dig really deep into I have a little series going called Passions to Paycheck, and the goal of this is to dig really deep and into my previous businesses that I've had, and maybe not that they're for you, but maybe spark some ideas or generate some thoughts and just get creating. And I wanted to really share what worked, what didn't work, what made money, what didn't make money, and in general just kind of talk about the handmade products area that I did. The live stream that I did yesterday was based on the service-based model and how you can make some really lucrative money providing different services in your area where you see a need and things like that. And today's is on handmade products. So your income can be combined by numerous ways. I mean, if it depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to, hey Robin, so nice to see you. If you're trying to and Robin, you have multiple businesses too. So depending on what you're trying to do, if you're trying to juggle, sometimes it's really difficult when you first want to work online, make a business online, to go full tilt and just quit everything that you're doing and put everything into what you're doing, because the stress of that, going all in and not having a pillow to land on, can be really difficult. And so my suggestion is to take numerous things that you love and put them together until you figure out what you really want to do, or what your niche is, or what you're really, really good at, by practicing and letting your stuff evolve and see what you're awesome at. And of course, use different passions that you have to create income and different income streams. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to share, is a bit about my handmade product business. So I'm just going to reiterate kind of what I said in the video earlier, because it was so fuzzy, like I said, and I felt bad, like nobody could even watch it. So yeah, it is really hard. It's hard to find the balance. So if you can work on two things that are bringing you an income, or different diversified income streams, maybe three things or something at first. If you're working a 9 to 5, or you have a service-based businesses, and you can work on your online business at home until that's making the money before you wean yourself out, instead of jumping all the way in and really putting that much financial pressure on yourself, because sometimes that's what creates more stress, more pressure, more procrastination than anything. Because when you're out of balance and you're feeling all out of whack, like you said, Robin, it's hard. And not to top it all off, if you have family stress and different things going on at home, or your relationships under pressure, all these things create this burden for you to be working on your own business. Like sometimes I have the greatest of intentions to get busy and do videos and do this and do that, and I have all these ideas, and it's just never the right time. There's kids over, they're running around, or they've got music on, and there's just so many different things that interrupt your train of thought, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Anyway, I'm getting totally off topic, but okay. So to get back to, yeah, overwhelming is totally right. To get back to what this businesses look like. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna do one video. I'm gonna combine these two product-based business ideas together because they're both handmade into one topic. So basically, I don't know if you guys remember, but like way back when, this goes to show how old I am, Pinterest, you had to ask to join Pinterest. You had to be invited. It was new. It was like in beta. And I was like, oh, I gotta try this. And back then, you know, we all had blogs and we all used like Blogger. And then the uppity more people who are really, really more pro used Typeform. And that's, man, it just seems so long ago. So this first business that I had was all sewing, embroidery, reselling vintagey thrifted things, and it went really good. But like I had said in the other one, what happens is that by the time you start sewing all this stuff and you're creating all this stuff and you're getting all these sales, and I had like over 900 sales on my Etsy shop, all this time you're only you, right? And so you're as fast as you can create is as fast as you can make money. And so that's not very fast, especially when you're talking embroidery and cross stitch and sewing and things like that. So I would supplement my shop and I would go out and find like vintage treasures. And I don't know if you remember either, but we all had these Flickr accounts where we would have like this photo stream, and it was so fun. Oh yeah, gone are those days where it's all the same thing now. And we used to have a sidebar on our blog where we had all our favorite friends, where we'd pop in and it would pop up when they had a new blog post right on our thing. Like, I don't see blogs like that anymore at all. So it was really fun. But yeah, that is the Etsy shop that I decided one day that I was too overwhelmed, too much stuff going on. The cost of postage was so high that I was actually not, the hobby turned into like just so much work and it wasn't fun anymore. One day I started getting asked to do custom embroidery, sewing people's names on things, making them specific items out of specific fabrics. And all of a sudden I was like, this is so not fun anymore. Like, I want to do one-offs. I'm the creative one, right? Like, I want to make one thing, put a price on it, ship it out, and that's it. I don't want to make another one. Very, very rare did I make two of anything. So when I got to that point, it felt like it really wasn't fun anymore. And as soon as I do that, as soon as something begins to be isn't fun anymore, I always put my hands up and I'm like, this is like too much. I have to make changes. Like, this is either evolving or it's gone, because I need to move on with my life. Something's got to give. And this is what I love, and I will be doing this as a hobby anyway. So what am I going to do? So that was that business and blog and shop was hopping. And like I said, it did really well. I had over like 900 stuff. And then I went and did the dumbest thing ever and deleted it. And what happened when you delete your shop is that now I want to go back and I want to put my books that I created on my shop where it shows that I had 900 sales. So it looks like shows how I had 100% feedback, but I have no shop because I went and deleted it. Because in a moment of mood that I thought, I'm never doing this again, this isn't for me, I'm not into this anymore, it was gone. So don't do that. Please don't do that. If you ever have that, because now anybody that knows Etsy knows how saturated the market is. It's absolutely flooded, and there's a million people making a million things of the same thing. Back then, I was like the only one creating all this red work and all this specific embroidery the way that it was, and the specific stuff, and all these treasures that I could sell for the certain price. Now, it's not the same anymore. So it really sucks to go delete something. So anything you take away today, take away. Do not delete your Etsy shop if you've had one. Have one, and you have sales and statistics and feedback, because it is super valuable if you ever want to open that again. Now, I don't know the rules, and if, say, for instance, they if you don't do anything on there, it's not active, they close it off or something after a couple of years. But anyway, I really could use that right now, and I just have no, to start a whole new one and break into there, and I just don't know if I'm really into doing that and starting from zero and looking like I have no sales, and it's really, really hard. So anyway, that was like one of the things that happened there. So anyway, when I took a look at my time, I took a look at my effort, I took how much time it was to sew something and how much it cost to ship it off, I was like, no, this is just not sustainable. I need to do something that is gonna like feed my family and create more money. And that is when in video one, I told you how the cleaning company came up. Well, that was so overwhelming and so busy. And so because of the high demand and the amount of staff, that was like, it totally suffocated me with that business. So there was no time for crafts and things like that. And it got all pushed to the wayside. And if you're creative, you will like, and I know you are because you're here. Have you ever noticed that if you push something away that you totally love, your body will like yearn to be doing all these things that it can't do, and you'll feel like, oh, I have no time for this and I really want to do this, but you just want to do it for fun or whatever. It doesn't mean you have to have it as a business, but that's how I always am. And so I would be doing this other thing, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, I have no time, but I'm just like dying to create something. So anyway, as a creative person, that feeling never seems to go away. It always is there. And it's just like working for yourself. If there's an itch, yeah, it's misery. If you have the entrepreneur itch, like you are meant to work for yourself, it will never go away. It just eats at you. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It sits there and it's like, here I am. Here I am. You're not working on me. You're not working towards your dreams and your goals. Come on, right? So there's this thing in us, there's this specific thing in us that I can't describe, that if you have it, and if you're not doing what you should be doing, if you're not taking action that you should be taking. And we can't let all these things come into the way of us creating what we desire and what we dreams and having that goal that we're working towards, because you're never going to feel like it. If you're waiting for the day that you're going to feel like doing whatever it is that's going to push your business forward, you're never going to feel like it. You're never going to just wake up, oh, today's the day. You have to make yourself feel like it. You have to tell yourself I'm doing it, and you have to look at the big picture. So you do. And I have to do this to myself all the time, and then it becomes a habit. And since you've created a habit, until you break that habit, you're usually running with it, and it's great. Then you've got your mojo back. All right. So then what happened was, we're talking about the next business model, which is again another handmade product business model. Now, that first one was fun and exciting. I got lots of experience. I shipped everything. I got lots of high ratings, did this all, but it was more like a hobby fun. The next one turned into really a somewhat lucrative business. And that is when I decided to start. I had missed all this stuff from this prior business, and I started to dabble creating again. And here I am in the kitchen, and I sterilized everything, and I'm making soap, and I'm cutting up my bars, and I'm like, ooh, this is so fun. I love this. And I'm gonna like, ooh, I should try making lotion. Ooh, I should try making room spray. And oh, now I'm gonna make lip balm. And it just kept like tumbling and multiplying into all these products until I had this awesome, really all natural product line. And again, I created that just like I created the cleaning business because I saw a lack. I wanted something, and I couldn't find it unless I went to the health food store and paid a fortune for this, like all natural body butter or whatever. So I would create things that I couldn't find. And living in a small town, some places you couldn't just get everything at the tip of your fingers. So I would create this stuff. And I would put it in really pretty packaging, and nobody else locally was doing that. And I would have like little amber packaging with we'd stay up with my daughter and my friends, and we'd cut labels all night, and we'd laminate them and make them all beautiful and look all professional and pretty. And I'm like, this stuff's like awesome, and I'm going to start giving it as gifts. So I started doing that, and then I actually had this house where we had moved and bought this 10-acre home on 10 acres, and I had more room there, and I had a separate entrance, and it was really awesome because I created this little store in there. And so at Christmas time and New Year's and different things, I would have like this open house, and I would display all my stuff that I made, and I'd have people would come in and have hot apple cider, and they could shop, and it started going like gangbusters. And so then I'm like, hey, I can put all my sewing stuff in here too that I've made for my other shop that I had left over. And I created this like little store in my house, and so I'd have like little open houses, and it was really great. And that really went well. And I'm like, of course, me who's thinking I gotta go bigger, and all this stuff that I do. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get into these craft fairs. So I would start buying tables and renting tables at craft fairs. And excuse me for a sec. And that was really fun. And I started making a really good money at these craft fairs. And I remember you can make some good money doing this stuff. So if something excites you of making some stuff handmade, it can totally be one of your income streams. It doesn't have to look anything like mine or be anything of even similar. But I'm just trying to show you that you can combine different things that you're passionate about to create your income. Now, just doing craft fairs alone, I would clear like $2,500 a weekend selling these products. And people would start to see my table and come over and buy stuff. And at Christmas, it was just like crazy. And there's just so much potential for doing this kind of stuff. And then eventually, you know me, I got bored with what I was doing. I actually loved this stuff, but what was creating so much chaos was all this packing in and out of these trade shows, because I would get all into it, and I'd be like, my interior design guru would come out, and I would be like, oh, I love this, and I'm bringing antique tables into the shows, and I'm like having vintage linens everywhere, and I'm putting the soap all in the things, and everything was like looking just so. And my table started out from like this plastic table with this like little plastic banner to like this expansive, beautiful thing with all my soap on cake stands, and it was so fun. And I just like totally got my decor excitement out of it too, and it was really fun. But lifting all those boxes in and out of the show and the furniture, and it just got crazy. And I mean, once your booth looks so beautiful, you can't go back and just slap stuff on a table, on a plastic tablecloth, right? It just doesn't cut it. And I know what I like, and I know what booths I want to shop at, and I want mine to stand out. And I've always made my stuff stand out. And I love that kind of thing. So that is just another, I'm just telling you guys this so you can make another, have some ideas and you know, like generate some different thoughts around what you're passionate about and what you could create and how you can make some extra money so that you can put all your different things together and not have your eggs all in one basket. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks. It was so fun. It was so fun. I missed doing that. So that one there, doing shows and stuff, made way more money, because then I got serious and I got into like I looked at my financials, and I actually cared about different things, and I started being like, hey, I'm going to take this seriously. How much is my product costing? How much is my packaging costing? How much time how much can I pump out in one night? Like if I go to sterilize my entire kitchen, I'm going to pump a lot of product out that night. And I would just like batch, and I was making way more money. And because then I was making way more products at once. And so there's just different ways. Now, say I want to go put all this stuff on Etsy, which I did. Now my shop's gone. I have no records of all the great feedback I had and all the sales that I had to show that I was like a, you know, I had shown that I had sales. I wasn't some newbie starting out. I could have just changed my banner on there and changed some stuff and really like continued on. But no, I had to go delete everything because I thought, oh, I'll never do that again. And I really regret it because I could be using that site for a lot of things. So don't do that. If you have that and you change your mind and you know, anything you do, and it doesn't have to be just Etsy, websites and different things or blogs and different things that are interesting, like save this stuff. Don't delete your photo streams and don't delete all this stuff, because you never know when you may need it. There are so many times I wanted to go back and get photos of things, and until like I can only take stuff off now of Facebook of what's been saved, right? Because now we don't even print pictures anymore, right? Everything's so digital. Man, I'm like really showing my age here. Anyway, yeah, so like, I mean, the only kind of money that I would lose in that would be botched batches and different things like that. And until I basically, I went and worked at my making these products until I had a really wicked recipe. I had an amazing soap recipe that hardly ever failed. I had an amazing body butter one, lip balm one, everything, and I really tried really hard to have really good quality stuff and not have any harsh chemicals or anything like that. So anyways, that was that. And then now it is no more, because whether it's a divorce, a life trauma, you know, whatever things come into your life, things happen, and that was a season of my life and I'm not doing it anymore. But I feel like I have a shadow on me. This is weird. Anyway, yeah, so that was just a season of my life, and those are some things that I did and that brought in some really good money, and a lot of it, and didn't take a lot of time and was really fun. And other things took and consumed my life over and didn't make any money, and I learned from those things. So I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, everybody starts somewhere. All these little things feed into where you're at now. Everything, if you look back at everything you've done, it's probably been like this, a little, you know, waves of creation and different businesses trying different things, stuff like that, so that you can see what is for you, what you like, what you don't like, what's making money, what isn't. And I hope that sharing these things sparks some interest and excitement and ideas for you to try and think of what you can do to create other streams of income. So now we've went over service-based business, a handmade products business, and I'm going to get into a couple other different businesses in tomorrow and the next day, and they're really fun, so stay tuned for those. Yeah, so if you would like, I would love it if you would come over to YouTube. It's called The Biz Hen House, and subscribe, and I'm going to repackage this video over there if you want to watch it again. And there's some different things on there that aren't on here, and I'd love to have you over there. So come on over to my YouTube channel, and again, it's The Biz Hen House. You can also find me at www.angelaneufeld.com, and of course on Facebook, and this awesome group. I'm really excited to be back and hanging out with you guys, because I mean, it makes my day so happy, and the sun is shining, and I just had a great day. I worked in the garden and I played with my puppy, and I was just really excited to share these things. And the whole Passions to Paycheck series is just to dive deep and give you ideas for things that you can tweak and change, and might spark something for you in how you can make more money without going and signing up for doing whatever, but doing something that you love. And whether it's a side hustle until you can wean your way off of whatever it is, because I know how, as moms and women, we have this need to feel we want to be independent. I know I do. I want to be able to be independent. I want to be able to support myself no matter what happens to me, because I know how quick things can change and crisis can happen and life changes can happen, and I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm dependent on someone anymore. I want to make my own schedule. I want to be free to pick up my children when I want to. I want to be able to be me, how I want to. I want to hit my goals and my dreams. So, and I know you have them too. So keep your eyes on the prize. Do not give up, and remember, you're never going to feel like it. So it's time to take action. every day that goes by, I know what age I am, and I wish I had started sooner. But I know where I am is for a reason, and I'm going to do everything I can do to hit all my goals and dreams one by one, and by just taking baby steps of action steps every day towards what I want to do. So, and I know you can do it too. You have to make the time, because if you just waste your time away, you don't want to be sitting in your rocking chair one day saying your biggest regret was that you didn't take a chance, or you're too scared to do something. And we, as women, we really need to create our own independence. So I'm really excited. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. See you tomorrow for the next one. Bye.